In one of the loudest domes in all of football, welcome to Indianapolis, Indiana, home of the always frisky Indianapolis Colts. Today they meet the Carolina Panthers.
Fans around the country are glued to this matchup. Two great teams, one great game ahead.
Number 13 places it long. Lewis checks out the defensive alignment on first down. Picked off.
Some defenders just have a nose for the football. He smelled that.
Really shine. You stay at home and force the offense into a turnover. Carolina calls the dime defense on this play. Solid tackle. Manning goes to work on second down. James takes the ball. Can only get a couple. Manning goes to work with split backs. James receives the ball here. Breaks through for a nice gain.
All right.
Carolina with a four-man set here. James into the teeth of the defense. Carries for a nice gain.
James showed good strength there, keeping the defender at bay with a stiff arm.
Harrison going in motion. He takes the handoff. Nothing much on that play.
Yeah.
Carolina shows 4 pass rushers on this play. Booth tracks him down. James deep in the backfield. And and the
baby.
quarterback unable to connect.
It's hard, but the quarterback's got to forget that play and move on.
Blue 47.
James in motion on this play.
Hot.
Manning ready to throw the ball. Touchdown, Colts.
Yeah.
Number 13 sets up for the extra point try.
Hot.
And it's good. The Colts 7, the Panthers 0. Number 13 kicks off. Lewis scans the defense on first down. Not a whole lot on that play.
That's what you call earning your keep. Yards between the tackles are always hard to come by.
Lewis making the call on second down.
Hot.
Sets up the throw on second down. Incomplete, looking for the wideout. Biakapatuka ready for the carry.
Hot. Hot.
Goes fake to pass on third down. Coda deflects the ball nicely. Sauerbrunn back deep to punt.
Hot. Hot.
He might outkick his coverage. That's a great punt. Carolina calls its base four-man front now.
Hot. Hot.
Manning scrambling. Harrison by himself makes the catch. Touchdown, Colts.
Yeah, baby.
Number 13 for the point after touchdown.
Hot.
The kick is good. The Colts 14, the Panthers 0. Number 13 sends it toward the end zone. Lewis checks out the defensive alignment on first down. stopped on the play.
He spun through the defense for a nice pickup.
Lewis steps under center for this second down play. Hetherington takes the ball. Baratsky makes the stop.
Yeah!
When your back is blessed with both speed and great natural instincts, you expect him to make those kinds of plays for you. Biakapatuka in the game.
Hot! Hot!
Lewis to throw on first down. Number 27 wrestles him down.
That shows you what great speed can do for you. He was wide open.
Indianapolis with 6 defensive backs. Johnson takes him down. The first quarter's in the books. The score, the Colts 14, the Panthers 0. Indianapolis showing a 6-man defensive backfield. Number 27 deflects the pass, incomplete.
That's great scouting there. They knew what they were going to do before they did it.
Indianapolis, man-to-man coverage on the receivers.
Hot! Hot!
Lewis looks downfield on second down. Carolina in punt formation.
Hot!
Sails into the end zone. The Colts take over at the 20-yard line. Carolina will rush 4 this time. Defense stops him after a short gain.
They'd be well advised to look outside. Not much between the tackles there.
Manning goes to work on second down.
Hot!
Prepares to pass. Complete to the wide receiver. Look at how the quarterback drops back, waits for his receiver to get into the clear, then he hits him right in the numbers. Carolina comes set with 6 DBs.
Hot!
Manning looks downfield on third down. Looking to the sideline, incomplete.
Manning just proved that even elite athletes look like amateurs every once in a while.
Smith ready to punt it away.
Hot!
Wow, that might bring down rain. Lewis calling signals from the shotgun.
Wow, the defender was all over him on that one.
Biakapatuka in the backfield. He wants the ball.
Hot.
Great defenders make great plays. Simple as that.
Lewis calling signals. The I formation to throw on third down. Touchdown, Panthers! Casey to try the extra point.
Hot. Hot.
He tacks on the extra point. The Colts 14, the Panthers 7. Sends it toward the end zone. And they're going to move a man around.
Hot.
Manning prepares to pass. Incomplete. Harrison on the move.
Hot. Hot.
Picked off. Now this is what makes your defense really shine. You stay at home and force the offense into a turnover. Man in motion.
Green 47.
Biakapatuka takes the pitch.
Nothing on the perimeter there. Good pursuit.
Indianapolis calls for its nickel package in the spot. Lewis going long here.
The entire defense did their jobs there, especially the defensive back. Great coverage.
Lewis checks the defense on third down.
Hot.
Back to pass.
That's a great job of driving on the ball after it's thrown. Excellent deflection.
Carolina in punt formation.
Hot.
He nailed that one. Oh, my. Carolina lining up tight on the receiver.
22.
James receives the ball here. Williams makes the stop. Carolina calls its base 4-man
47.
front now. He takes the handoff. Stopped dead.
I'm not sure their interior linemen have enough girth to get movement on the inside, Dick. Nothing there.
Carolina going with 5 defensive backs now. James receives the pick. Morgan tracks him down.
Always nice to see the back delivering some punishment every once in a while.
Manning looking over the defensive coverage on first down. Morgan makes the tackle.
Yeah.
Manning scans the defense on first down. Towns with a wrap-up tackle.
Didn't like what he saw downfield, so he dumped it off underneath.
Carolina will rush 4 this time. They keep it on the ground. This is the 6th play of the drive. Manning looks downfield on third down.
Manning must have lost the threads or something there.
Man in motion.
Blue 47.
James starts in the open field. The Panthers take over at the 50-yard line. Indianapolis with corners tight on the receiver. Yakapatuka takes the ball.
Yakapatuka is one of those slippery runners with great burst and good field vision. He's tough to get a hold of.
Number 89 on the move.
22.
With the catch. Touchdown, Panthers!
Yes.
Casey
Hot.
readies for the point after.
Hot.
He hits the point after. The Colts 14, the Panthers 14. Casey places it ball. Carolina lines up in its 9 package. James receives the ball here with a monster run. Manning making the call on second down. He takes the handoff.
You got to feel bad for the back on that play. His lineman didn't help him out very much.
Lots of motion on this one.
Hot.
Not a chance there. Now this is what every defensive player needs to do before they can say that they're the complete package. Make the big plays behind the line of scrimmage. So at halftime, it's the Colts 14, the Panthers 14. Carolina in punt formation.
Both defenses played possessed in that first half. Let's see if the offenses make any adjustments.
Casey kicks off. Manning looking over the defensive coverage on first down. Stopped on the play. Manning reads the defense here on second down. They got a carry here. Stop for no gain on the play. Carolina with 6 defensive backs.
Hot. Hot.
Touchdown, Colts. Number 13 to attempt the PAT.
Hot. Hot.
He hits it. The Colts 21, the Panthers 14. Number 13 moves it long. Indianapolis going with a 4-man front now. Look to throw.
Great anticipation by the defender. He broke on the ball quicker than the receiver did.
Indianapolis moving its corners up to press the receivers. Number 99 stops him cold. Lewis brings the offense to the line of scrimmage on this big third down. Sauerbrunn back deep to punt. He might outkick his coverage. That's a great punt. Carolina lines up in its dime package. Williams makes the stop.
Yeah!
Carolina showing a six-man defensive backfield. In on the stop.
If a guy can make catches like that, I say get it to him any way you can.
Manning reading the defense on first down. They keep it on the ground.
Offense went the wrong way on that play.
Manning making the call on second down. Manning checks the defense on third down. Wilkins, the receiver, but can't come up with it.
Manning must have let that one slip. Terrible throw.
Smith ready to punt it away. That'll go into the end zone. The Panthers take over at the 20-yard line. Biakapatuka is on the field. Pass ball's incomplete. Indianapolis going with 5 defensive backs now. He finds his mark. Touchdown, Panthers!
Yeah, baby!
Casey for the point after touchdown. The kick is good. The Colts 21, the Panthers 21. end zone. Manning, he's under center with split pass. Back to pass. Can't connect. Manning, under center, has a 4-receiver set. Harrison picks up good yardage on the play.
It was like the pass had eyes, finding its way into the receiver's hands.
Manning brings the offense up to the line of scrimmage. First down. Short gain on the play. Manning has split his backs behind him. Then makes the catch.
Sometimes when they're that open, a quarterback will try to aim too much. Not the case there.
James in the backfield. Touchdown, Colts. Number 13 readies for the point after. He tacks on the extra point. The Colts 28, the Panthers 21. Number 13 kicks off. Indianapolis with corners tight on the receivers. Number 31, the tackler.
Patuka thought he could outrun them to the sideline, but he was sorely mistaken. Carolina still has plenty of time. They just need to get something cooking on offense.
Indianapolis with 6 defensive backs. Lewis will set up the throw on first down. Patuka is on the field. Lewis prepares to pass.
They were battling for it, but the defender got the best of them on that play.
Sauerbrunn prepares to punt it away. Oh, my, did he get all of that one? Carolina goes with 5 defensive backs now. it down. Carolina lining up tight on the receiver.
22.
Takes the ball.
Nothing up the middle there. The defense too stout on that play.
Manning brings the offense to the line of scrimmage on this big third down. Wilkins unable to make the grab. Indianapolis in punt formation. That'll go into the end zone. The Panthers take over at the 20-yard line. Lewis scans the defense on
22.
first down. Peterson makes the tackle. Indianapolis shows 4 pass rushes on this play. Number 88 going in motion. Ready to throw the ball. Number 88, the target on the play, incomplete. Sauerbrunn back deep to punt. He boots it high and long. Manning has 4 receivers at his disposal. Not a whole lot on that play. Manning steps under center for this second down play. James starts in the open field.
That's what you should do as a defense. Use the sidelines as another defender.
Manning would like to convert this third down play. Goes back to pass on third down. Ball carrier taken down. Now, everybody is so quick to judge a quarterback on an interception, but I think that time the receiver could have helped him out a little more than he did. Manning reading the defense on first down. Scrambling. Carolina with a 4-man set here. He takes the handoff. Davies stops him cold. fifth play on this drive. James will run the draw. Carolina stops the clock with its first timeout. Indianapolis will go on fourth down this time. Minter deflects the ball nicely. The Panthers take over at the 32-yard line.
Minter almost came up with a turnover, but has to settle for a deflection. Good job.
Lewis from the shotgun.
Hot! Hot!
Scrambling.
Pass interference on the offense.
To say that was a questionable call would be charitable.
Lewis making the call on second down.
Hot!
Number 28 deflects the pass, incomplete.
The receiver just couldn't create any separation on that play.
Lewis brings the offense to the line of scrimmage on this big third down. Number 88 brought down after a good pickup. Indianapolis lines up in its dime package. Muhammad and the quarterback unable to connect. Indianapolis will rush four this time.
Hot!
Pass intended for the wide receiver, incomplete.
Lewis is going to be a little embarrassed with that throw. Ugly.
Lewis with four receivers.
Hot! Luke!
Ball lands incomplete. The Acapatuca in the game.
Hot!
That pass is intercepted.
That's something you just can't teach. Instinct for the ball.
Feeling it!
Carolina man-to-man coverage on the receiver. Ben receives the ball here.
When they have 7 men in the box like that, it's tough to run between the tackles.
James deep in the backfield.
Hot! Hot!
Receives the hit. Towns wrestles him down. Manning would like to convert this third down play. And that'll wrap it up with the final score. The Colts 28, the Panthers 21.